Hi there, my name's Tony Nutley and I'm the CEO and founder of the UK College of Personal Development. Now, as many of you know, we've been celebrating 50 years of NLP. We've just had 3 days of events hosted at NLPU in Santa Cruz at Robert Dilts and Judith Delosier. And we've been sharing lots of videos and other resources on the UKCPD platform as 50 years of NLP seems like something of an occasion that is worth celebrating. Now, given we've been sharing all of these videos, I thought it might be fitting to share something a little more personal, my own reflections on this milestone and why I've been so committed to NLP for nearly 30 years now. Actually, the college itself has been around for 26 years in one form or another. We've changed our names a few times over the years. Some of you may not know that originally we were called New Life Program, a play on the name of NLP, really. Which didn't last very long because everybody kept saying that, and I thought, this is not cool, we need to get rid of it. Later on, we became the Institute of Human Achievement. But that didn't quite fit the word institute. You can imagine the kind of thing that brought. Eventually, and somewhat strangely, I tell the story, and this is true, I had a dream that inspired the new name, and it really captured the breadth of what we wanted to achieve. And of course was the UK College of Personal Development. Although I came first to NLP from a leadership and management perspective, I've always had a passion for personal development and, of course, the early human potential movement. In my early days, I was influenced by people like Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, and actually those ideas and those principles and those philosophies still shape much of my thinking today. So, as we celebrate this 50th year landmark of NLP, I wanted to share 2 core reasons why I remain such an enthusiast for neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP for short. The first one is actually probably the most important one in a way. It's freedom. Freedom. And that word springs to mind when I think about NLP. It's freedom, personal freedom, professional freedom, what we used to often call in training and development personal agency. For me, freedom means not being afraid anymore. What do I mean by that? Not being afraid to make mistakes, to try new things, to figure things out for yourself. It comes from really one of the key NLP presuppositions. There's no failure, only feedback. That presupposition literally, and I mean this, literally changed my life. I often tell this story because it's how we all sort of started in this journey together here as a team at UKCPD. I was on a training course about 30 years ago, still working in leadership and management, and to be honest, I wasn't paying that much attention. Truth be known, I'd had a few drinks the night before, but somehow, as I was kind of in a trance state, I was listening, and suddenly something clicked. The simple NLP presuppositions, there's no failure, only feedback. And if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always had. And then the meaning of your communication is the response you get, and all that's wrapped up in that. Somehow they all connected in my mind, and it was like the light came on. Because at that moment, I thought, if these are true, and I'm going to test this out, then actually, I'm unstoppable. I'm literally unstoppable. Mistakes just become learning opportunities, and that was the beginning of developing my own philosophy for success, which in turn, interestingly enough, is now one of the main topics or themes that I speak about at events. From there, the other NLP tools built on that foundation. The full communication model, the notion of well-formed outcomes, so powerful for making change, logical levels as a framework for making change, the meta model for asking powerful, penetrating questions. All of these provided me with the tools to think differently about the past, but more importantly, to create new ways of thinking about the future. For me, NLP gave me the freedom to ask, what do I really, really want? Who am I really? And then to do something about it with the tools and models, that all of the things that we have in NLP. Because questions like that, they often connect us back to Joseph Campbell's hero's journey work, or Robert Dilts' work on identity and change. My colleague Mel Richards, she wrote the book on this very subject, The Hero's Journey. Actually, this is the process we've used here, or I've used it in many ways, to develop the what coaching method, which we use all of the time here at the college, and the who are you model for personal change. We did this by just asking the right questions with our client categories, our clients, and then the category of questions that seem most useful help develop the models. NLP modeling in action, you might say. So that was the first thing, freedom. The second word that springs to mind when I think of NLP is opportunity. Opportunity. NLP has given me a way of seeing opportunity that I never saw before. When I work with clients, whether on a one-to-one coaching basis or within organizations, I'm often able to describe it as a flicking a switch moment where people go from, I can't do this, or I don't see a way forward, to I can, just not sure how to figure it out, how to do it yet. And then we work on that. So this shift creates optimism, which in turn creates action, which builds confidence. It's the whole process of personal and professional development, and indeed coaching. And over time, this optimism, action, and confidence that builds up over a period of time, reference experiences of success, guess what happens? Success and change happen, which reinforce the belief of, yes, I can. And with that in mind, two more presuppositions are coming to mind when I think about how we successfully generate the mindset for seeing opportunity. It's not what happens that makes the difference, it's what you do with it. It rains on everybody's parade. But what do we do about that? How do we react? This is about choice, which is the next presupposition. Offering more choice expands possibilities. Now, if individuals or teams or organizations have a sense or belief that there is no opportunity, or for whatever reason, they just can't see it, guess what? NLP comes to the rescue again. The NLP belief change models are super powerful, super powerful. And I've used these so many times with real powerful and real lasting effect, whether within a team or indeed an individual. That's why NLP is such a powerful impact in the areas like coaching, leadership development, health, and of course, personal growth. In two words, it works. I was going to say three words, it simply works, but it works. So a couple of more reflections then as we come to the end of my sort of, I guess really the sort of where have we been and where are we going? And we've just had those 3 days with Robert and Judith, which were fantastic, I have to say. A whole global community together online with instant translations and sharing experiences and ideas and getting ready for the next 50 years. It's very, very powerful. So this 50th anniversary is not really just about NLP. For me, it's also quite personal. I've just had my birthday. And so I've been reflecting on my own journey. I guess my life, but also when I first encountered NLP. So here I am now. Guess what? I'm in my 60s, still learning, still inspired by both the power and the flexibility of NLP models and tools to enable a new future for both individuals and organizations. Now, as many of you know, many of you will know, I often talk about the Be Inspired group and the value of journaling and reflective practice. And in many ways, this week has been that for me, a chance to really think about where we've been and where we're going, to look back, take stock, and appreciate the journey, but more importantly, the journey, how profoundly NLP tools, models have shaped my life and the work we do here at UKCPD. I was delighted recently to join Robert Dilts to interview and, of course, to celebrate his 70th birthday. Now, the interview is available on UKCPD-TV if you'd like to watch it, and I recommend you do. It's powerful, insightful, and a great reminder of why this work that we do here really, really matters. So, last few thoughts. Why am I so passionate about NLP? Because it creates freedom. Freedom. Because it opens up opportunity. Because it provides tools for lasting, powerful change. And not just for individuals, but for teams, organizations, and importantly, communities as well. Now, I hope you've been enjoying the videos we've been posting as part of this celebration. Some are shared in the NLP professional group, the ones that are more detailed, and the more general ones are in the Be Inspired group for a wider audience. If you've got any questions about any of this, or you're just curious to have a little chat about NLP or coaching, or indeed personal development generally, I'd love to hear from you. No sales pitch, just the conversation. Take care of yourselves, enjoy the rest of the summer, and remember, the Be Inspired group will be back to full power in September, along with all of our training courses, evening classes, and other CPD events. Okay, that's it for now. Keep on smiling. Bye for now, and I'll catch you again very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.